I am French. I am 29 years old and I've been living in Lisbon for 2 years. And this summer, I just opened my hair salon. Just walking around in the streets in a city like Lisbon, where you have people coming from all around the world, it gives you inspiration. Since I moved here 2 years ago, I think I did so much clients from so many different countries in the world. My name is Arnaud. I'm a hairstylist, and welcome to Labó. I chose the name of Labó because of laboratoire, of laboratorio, of laboratory. I think it's a word that can work in many languages, and because Lisbon is so international, yeah, I wanted a word that would be ringing in everybody's ears, you know. And so the philosophy here at Labó is to receive people in a zen environment. So we can focus on really finding the best haircut for my clients. It's really an exchange of me and my clients. What inspires me is people. I mean, what else than people? What inspires me as well is some cultures. You know, I'm really inspired about Japanese cultures, for example. I really like, this Zen environment they have, the design, very clean, very minimalistic. This was one of the biggest inspiration for me when I opened the salon. This Japanese design, space, feng shui, like we say. I think, yeah, I'm inspired by people, the nature, about travels, traveling gives you traveling gives you time to think about stuff. Traveling gives you distance, with your life. And every time I go somewhere and I come back to Lisbon or I come back to the city where I live, I always feel motivated from what I saw where I went. I am from Lyon, but when I was finished with high school, I moved to the US. I stayed there for a while. I was working in many different jobs. I was not doing hair by the time, and it's after some time there that I decided to go back to France, so I could learn this job, hair. I was attracted by hair. I was always looking at people's hair. So yeah, it was something that I wanted to try. Obviously, when you're young, you don't really know what to do. So I did like an internship in a hair salon when I was 13 years old. I was at middle school, and I liked it, but I was not sure at the time if I wanted to do that or not. So I just kept studying. I went to school like the normal way. And it's after some time in the US, when I was abroad, I realized that if I was maybe doing hair, it's something that I could do anywhere, right? And I really liked living abroad. I really enjoyed living in California. Still, after some time in California, I came back to France to learn hair because I thought that it would be the best place to learn hair. So yeah, and after some time in France to learn, I felt like I was ready to move abroad again. And I decided to stay in Europe and to choose Portugal and more precisely Lisbon because I wanted to discover a new country, a new city, and I was expecting Lisbon to have a great energy. And since I live here, I think it's the case. Lisbon has a great energy. I really like the city, so I'm really happy to now have my business here and to be able to welcome the Lisboetas. I think I think it's difficult to say if there is one Lisboeta style because you see a lot of different styles in people. But I would say that nowadays we are going through a phase where people, I think they want to do less things. They want to have low maintenance haircuts. So I think nowadays it's about shag. People, they like to have shaggy haircut. They like to have movement. They like to have texture. Something that can be nice at the beach. Something that can be nice if they don't really style it. If they just wake up, they shake their head and they just go out. And I think it's important to put flow and softness in haircuts. And when you work in Lisbon, your clients, they are not just Portuguese. Your clients, they are from the US, from UK, from France, from Germany, from Ukraine, from every continent. Since I moved here 2 years ago, I think I did so much clients from so many different countries in the world, which is great because then you have to learn to adapt to different requests. I work with Davines. Davines is a brand from Italy. What I like a lot about that brand is that it's very sustainable because obviously I like to work with natural products. I think it's very important nowadays to be conscious about what we put on our body. And obviously, the most organic the product they will be, the better it will be for your health on the long term, you know. I really enjoy the curl line of Davines. You have the curl cream, you have a curl controller, you have all the shampoos and conditioners and masks. The hottest trend hairstyle. It's a difficult question. Like I said, my job here at the salon is to really try to find the most personalized haircut for everybody, you know. So something that I really don't want to do is doing the same thing on everybody. Here at the salon, the mentality is to really be able to wear your hair naturally, you know, to have a haircut that just set itself. I think every kind of shaggy haircut nowadays is very trendy, you know, because it's about texture and movement and looking a little bit wild, which I think is modern, you know, to look wild. I think it's really modern, and instead of looking very clean, very fancy, you know, I think it's a bit old school nowadays. Even if I like doing like fancy blow dries, right? It's always good to do different things, but. What I would say nowadays is to really be able to wear your hair naturally. That's the trend.